Hi, this is Sharonda. Wait, let me move so you can see me better. I said I apologize. I'm having to record from my tablet instead of my laptop. There's been a lot going on past couple months. I talked to you guys about the global currency reset. Basically what that is for currency around the world is being reevaluated, and some is being traded at higher values than others. I have possession of some foreign currency, and there are people who are upset about that. There are people who are very sinister and who are trying to come after this currency in any way possible. Now, I was going to make two separate videos about this, but I'm going to see if I can just merge it all into one. I made a short video about like celebrities and the RV, and about how the cabal, aka the Illuminati, was threatening them, giving them death threats basically if they went out and bought any foreign currency, and because it will be worth a lot, some millions, some billions, some more, depending on what exchange rates you look at. You really have to look into this stuff and study it, though, before just jumping out and buying a bunch of foreign currency, because you may get the wrong thing, get to the bank, and then you know, be all upset. And I want you to do your own research before jumping into anything. I'm not trying to give anybody any investment advice on here, but I just mentioned it just for a couple minutes to go into my topic. And I mentioned it. I mentioned this topic briefly in another video titled Celebrities in the RV. But basically, okay, this is what is going on. And if you work in Hollywood, like as a director, producer, writer, like director, producer, writer, even if you're in the background, like an associate producer, or I forgot what they call those people, but even if you are in the background somewhere, you could just ask a few questions to some of these celebrities. There are a few that I know of by name, but let me get into this before I give names. Okay, basically what they're doing is, and this is according to a source of mine that I have a source. I took notes, so excuse me if I'm looking down. Okay. Basically, if there is this threat against their lives, if they purchase this currency and try to get it, go into the RV like the general public, number one, why haven't they told anyone that they care about that, yeah, there's a threat on their life if they attempt to, just do what we as regular Americans are doing, some of us that know about it, which is, purchase this currency. And people do this all the time. Some people do it for a living. Purchase, foreign currency and sell it at a higher rate to make the extra rate of return. Everybody has somebody they can go to, somebody they care about. So if there is that threat on their life, which there is, I know there is for a fact, I have very reliable sources, which may seem strange for a girl from Houston, Texas, but I do have a reliable source, and I'm not at liberty to say who that is. Basically, But what they're doing, though, you shouldn't have any compassion on these celebrities, even though they're getting these death threats from the Illuminati, telling them not to buy this foreign currency. That's not to have any compassion on them. I don't have any compassion on anybody that's in the Illuminati that chooses to go out and support evil instead of good, and you know, push the greater good that is out there. You know, I look for the good in people. People are generally good. And when I learned how some of these celebrities really view us and view their fan bases, it's no reason to feel any compassion for them. Basically, what they decided to do, since they had death threats against them, since they couldn't get the currency, and regular John Doe and Jane Doe Americans could get the currency and become instant millionaires or whatever, they decided to put together this kind of scheme. I don't know if you call it laundering, money laundering. I don't know the exact terminology, but they decided to put together this little scheme where they go in, they hire people, not really hire, but they link up with people to basically, hold on, let me look at my notes. They're linking up with people basically to, in kind of a, I said laundering or money laundering scheme, in order to take the currency, the foreign currency, from regular John and Jane Doe Americans who have purchased it. Now, in some instances, they are people who have a high volume, a high, what do you call it? People who are large currency holders that have tons of foreign currency that they're ready to exchange. They are definitely looking at you. People in the Illuminati, including, yes, A to D-list celebrities, actually. They are looking at larger holders. They are actually finding ways through various forms of technology. It's so easy to get into someone's home. You don't even have to go in to see what they have in their home if you really know your technology very well. Anyway, large currency holders are what they're looking at, and they are basically stealing that foreign currency, or if they don't steal the currency, they will set it up to where you know, they've hired people to do this. The celebrities themselves are not sitting around doing this, setting everything up. They know about everything. They get details on everything that's going on because they want to make sure that they get their money and nobody finds out that it was them. But anyway, they have banks in other countries. They know how to funnel money. Some of them have gotten in trouble for funneling money. If you really look back at some cases that went on with some of these celebrities. But like, they'll set it up at a bank where if you go in to cash your currency and they tell you it's going to be a waiting period, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that, usually that is incorrect. That's somebody trying to basically steal your money. When you get ready to trade your currency, you should be able to just trade it like anybody else and get the money. Also, another reason I say you shouldn't have any compassion for them, you know, number one, they're thieves. Instead of just saying, well, screw the Illuminati, you know, I have a God-given right to buy whatever I want to buy. If I want to invest in some foreign currency and buy it and trade it, that's my business. You know, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but those people basically tell them what to do. If they got a death threat on their heads, they just fall in line and follow orders. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why. They're in love with that evil. They try to make it look glamorous, but it's actually very disgusting. I could go into a whole lot of detail, but I'm holding back. And that's really because I don't have all my notes and stuff together like I thought I would. But wait, I will come back and try to make another video too. Also, yeah, comments they make about their fans, you know, they're stealing money from these people, but to them, they basically refer to regular Americans and people as just, you know, these poor stupid idiots that they really don't give a fuck about. You know, when you tell them they're living in a bubble, they say, well, you know, we don't give a fuck about how the regular world operates. You know, that's basically what they say. We don't give a fuck. We don't live in that world. They say it in a very nasty, negative way. I'm just saying this is according to a reliable source. And basically, to me, this is stupid because, like I mentioned in another video, the first thing these people do when they get money is they go out, they buy a bunch of jewelry, cars, clothes, houses. They flash. And they got paparazzi all over them taking pictures and video and everything else. It's like, it's going to be obvious if y'all get an extra, you know, $1 billion in your pocket and you were only worth, what, you know, $4 or $5 million to begin with. You know, you go out and get a private jet and you're not like an A-lister or somebody who can really afford that. It's obvious that you did something. You know, anyway, just, to me, it's just stupid because for them to try to find an underhanded way to get the money anyway, because it's like, you might as well just took your chances with that death threat over your head, because you're going to get found out anyway. Because y'all are not the type of people who can keep your egos in check. Y'all are people who like to flash and flaunt everything. And if there is a non-disclosure agreement that has to be signed, how are you going to abide by it when you are in the public eye and pictures are being taken of you and everything you purchase 24/7? It makes no sense. Just food for thought, you know. Okay. You know, I mean, I have some currency myself, foreign currency, and I have been threatened. You know, I had to make a police report the other day. You know, people were all over my Wi-Fi, sending me to, you know, various websites every time I looked up anything on foreign currency. They are, you know, all over my Wi-Fi trying to stop me from cashing my currency. And the people trying to stop me, I don't know exactly who they are, but I'm thinking it's coming from our own federal government. I have reasons to believe that. And if you see some of my videos on targeting, then you'll know why. But I know that human life is priceless. You know, no foreign currency is worth taking somebody's life or threatening anybody to take their life. Not over money. It's not worth it. You know, this is America. Everybody should be free to make as much money as they want or need to. Nobody needs to threaten my life, even though I don't like these celebrities. Nobody should be threatening their lives, because when you threaten their lives, they're so in love with money, they find some type of underhanded way to try and get it anyway, and it's never going to work, because your lives are on Front Street, you know, 24/7. 24/7 paparazzi everywhere you go, and they love having their pictures taken with all this new, you know, with new things that they buy, looking flashy all the time. And it's like, people are going to put two and two together eventually. You know, they don't give people enough credit. They walk around thinking everybody is just stupid. You know, like I told you earlier, they basically said they don't give a damn about what goes on in the real world. And that's because they live in that bubble. They don't understand the real world at all. Most of them been famous for so long, they done forgotten how the real world works, don't understand it, don't care. And that's sad. And a lot of that has to do with all that, all that evil that they revel in and put in their heads. Wait, let me look at my notes. So if you are a holder of large currency, my suggestion to you is to keep it locked up, count it periodically, a good lock safe. I don't have a big good lock safe, but I need to get one. But I do have it in a safe. Keep a good lock safe, count it periodically, and just keep an eye on it, and be leery of, if you're trading it, if you are at a bank and they, tell you things that are suspicious, especially if they're trying to pause you being able to get your currency and exchange it at that moment. Not at that moment, but if they're telling you there's a waiting period, like, oh yeah, we can exchange it, but it'll take 2 weeks for you to get your money, or it'll take 6 weeks for you to get your money. If they say something like that, then, that should raise a question in your head that, okay, this may be fraud. And that's usually one of the people, when they do that, that's usually one of the people that is working for one of these money laundering schemes. That there are plenty of people scheming to get this currency, not just celebrities. I'm not trying to single them out. I'm just saying I do know that they are in one of those groups that is trying to launder. Now, the other video. Now, I'm risking my own life by making this video. I already know that there are people on my Wi-Fi, and I already know that there are people on my Wi-Fi. Can't believe I did that. Yeah. I don't belong to, and I'm not a member of anything, never have been. So I don't want to be wearing anything that looks like it's showing something off, because it's not. Okay, that's why I had to look down and make sure there was nothing on anything I had. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, dude, let me look at my notes again. Sorry about that. Oh, but yeah, I'm risking my life by telling you guys about what's going on. There are people, even the entertainers themselves, when you start talking about people like Jay-Z and, let me see, I got something down. Rihanna, people from reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, people like Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, the Kardashians, those people, you wouldn't believe it, but they're involved in some of those laundering schemes themselves, and that's coming from a source of mine. But I have to tell the truth. I have to tell what's going on in the hopes that they get caught, because they are stealing from regular Americans. We work hard for our money. We don't have it easy. We can't just take a vacation whenever we feel like it. We work hard for our money, 40 hours a week, overtime. It's hard to get a job, and then once you get one, you work extra hard to, to get what you have. And then for somebody, you finally get a way that you may have a break and be able to not work and, just relax, and just enjoy the world around you, enjoy, the world, just enjoy yourself, And then people just want to come in and take what's not theirs. And then it's especially disgusting to know that people who already have everything in the world, millionaires and billionaires who already have everything in the world, want to sit there and stop us as regular Americans from people who really do know what it's like to grind and to suffer, from getting something that, we were blessed with, that we deserve. And I know not everybody's going to be a part of the reset. Everybody can't be. Not everybody even knows what it is or how it works. But for those of us who do and who have been following it for months, just the fact that people want to come in and run all these scams, and like I said, I always try to look for the good in people, and but there is evil in this world, and people need to wake up and recognize it. But I know that there are some people, good people, who are trying to dismantle and get rid of that evil. And I just pray and hope to God it works. So thank you guys. God bless you. Goodbye.